Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Welcome to the Virginia Democratic Small Business Caucus Show. We got a special edition for you. You know, it's still Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15th to October 15th. And I just want to let you know we've got a great guest coming in. We're going to do things a little bit different. So we're going to pop right into it. But first, we're going to also start off, you know, we got to have some vibe when we started off. It's got to be cranking a little bit, right? So are we ready for a little bit of vibe? Oh, yeah, it is. The Virginia Democratic Small Business Caucus Show. Live, and welcome. Welcome to our third edition here of Hispanic Heritage Month. And I just want to welcome you back to the Virginia Democratic Small Business Caucus Show. Yes, my tooth is still missing, but hey, you know, it'll be ready in a week. They're calling me Snagglepuss. And folks, hey, there it is. Click. I killed it because I want to bring that guest in right away. I'm not going to do my voting rights thing till later. You'll see it. It'll get edited in. It'll be the magic of live podcasting, edited in the past and then pre-screen. But folks, I want to tell you about someone who's a very special guest. We're going to talk about her right now. Yes, we've had her on before, exactly 1 year ago, almost a year to the day. We have Maritza Zermeño. Yes, Maritza Zermeño is back with us, and she is going, I'm going to tell you a little bit about her just in case you don't remember. And she's got a very nice bio. So I'm going to do it one more time. She immigrated from León, Mexico to Los Angeles in 2000. She wanted to provide a better future for her children, and she received permanent residency and her citizenship for her and her two youngest children in 2004. Also, in 2008, I got to edit myself, she received her kids' permanent youngest citizenship in 2004, but herself in 2008. And her two eldest children were naturalized as citizens in 2013. And then she moved to Mount Vernon, Virginia. That's where I met her, right here in Northern Virginia in 2010. In Mexico, let me tell you a little bit about what she did there. She managed a family business, manufacturing glue for a shoe industry, which is at that time the largest industry in León, Mexico. But since moving to Virginia, Maritza has served as a chief election officer for more than, count them folks, chief election officer. And that's who we need to work these elections for Democrats. 20 elections as an administrative staff member of the Fairfax County Office of Elections. But, you know, she didn't stop there. She's also been working with the Democratic Party of Virginia, the New Virginia Majority, and other progressive organizations. Maritza has registered several thousands of new voters and knocked on thousands of doors. Boy, you can't get more American than that, right? Yes. Getting out here, getting busy, getting involved, making sure people are voting, working at the polls, and holding positions. But she's not done. She joined the Democratic Party in 2013 and served as the secretary for a local committee for several years. In 2019, she got elected as chair of the Northern Virginia Democratic Latino organization. Wow, 2019, vice chair, not chair. We're going to get to this chair part. She was elected in 2019 as vice chair of the Northern Virginia Latino organization. And in 2020, she was elected as chair of the Mount Vernon District Democratic Committee. Now, in Northern Virginia, we have nine magisterial districts, and Mount Vernon is the largest one out of the 9 in Fairfax County, where she was elected as chair, which she had been a member for quite some time. And also, she's a member of the Virginia 8th Congressional District Committee, which means she's a Central Committee member, which is something you have to get elected to as well. So her contemporaries like her, else they wouldn't elect her. But she's been putting in the work. She's got receipts, baby, receipts, getting it done. And also, let me tell you what her latest thing she's been able to do. She's also been, well, this is not the latest. She's also been a member of the Virginia Democratic Small Business Caucus, which is the VADSBC live caucus. Anyway, the show. So we're happy to have Maritza helping us out there too. But also her latest thing that she's been able to do to continue her contribution to Virginia and her contribution to Democrats all over the country, particularly here in Virginia. And she is now chair of the new Latino Caucus of the Fairfax County Democratic Committee, better known as FCDC. So she's the chair of the Latino Caucus for the Virginia Democratic Committee of Fairfax County, the Fairfax County Democratic Committee. Everybody calls it FCDC. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. But within that organization, they have a Latino caucus of which she's been elected chair. There's a significant Latino community here in Northern Virginia. And Fairfax County, if you didn't know it, is the most populous county in the state of Virginia. So, folks, without further ado, I'm not going to do my voting rights thing first as I normally do and all the rest of the stuff, although some exciting things happened. And I'll probably talk with Maritza about this. Let's get Maritza into the stream. Maritza, how are you? Is your volume up? Are you ready to talk? Are you excited?
I'm so excited and I'm ready, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I'm always excited to come on the air and to talk, but also always excited to talk with you because you've been doing so much for so long, and people just need to get to know you. Need to get to know you better. So 1 year later, I'm just excited to have you back on the video podcast here at VADSBC Show Live.
Well, thank you so much for having me during this National Hispanic Month, which is actually 1 month and 1 day. As you said, It starts in September 15 and ends on October 15 too. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be your last podcast during the Heritage Hispanic Month. So thank you so much for the invitation, Mark.
Well, you're welcome. But I'm definitely passing the mic to you. And what I want to know, and what our viewers probably want to know, people think about the Hispanic community, but it is a very diverse community throughout the country. And depending upon where you're at in the country, you have people who are from various different let me say it again, historically Spanish-speaking countries. Why don't you give us an idea of this diverse community, not just here in Northern Virginia, but around the country?
Oh, okay, sure, of course. So we are like in Latino demographics. Now we are 1 in every 5 Americans. It doesn't matter how long our families have been in this country, but this country still treats us as we were here yesterday. Children born in this country, now newly arrived immigrants, are powering most of the Latino growth. You know, so who are going to be the winners because we have this Latino population? Businesses that embrace multicultural identities, business that makes Latinos feel welcome, politicians who stop talking about working with Latinos and actually do it. Investors ignore Latino business as their own peril. And as you know, the Latinos are really the power in the economy. They are the force. And we are coming from different backgrounds, you know, some from Central America, some from South America. We have Latinos that they arrive at the border and they stay at the border. And then we have Latinos that are more, they have careers and they have come to the country and they pretty much have the opportunity to, begin a strong business in big cities. So there's a big variety of the Latinos that are here in the United States.
Well, I know the population of all the Latinos from all over the country. It's the largest single quote unquote minority group in the country at this time, and growing even larger, right?
Right. So when we talk about Latino diversity, we have like the Cuban Americans and Venezuelans that they are in the southeast part of Florida, that they are very conservative. They have a very conservative culture. They react strongly to works like socialism. We have the Puerto Rican Americans. They are liberal politically and conservatively and culturally. We have the Central Americans that they are more like from Honduras and El Salvador, and they are more like political, the liberal, and their culture varies, a lot. So let me see. We have the Mexican Americans. The Mexican Americans is everything under the sun. They range from very liberal politically in California to more conservative, like in Tennessee. They range from very religious, like Catholicism, to a growing fundamental Christian, following to our organized religion for younger second and third generations. So there's really a big variety of Latinos, depending where you're coming from, your background, how you evolve in the city where you live.
Well, let me ask you. Go ahead.
Yes. No.
You want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, so that gives you a big picture, about the distribution and the Latinos in the United States.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you think is really most of the positions of folks here in Northern Virginia, and from your experience around the country? I know you don't know every Latino. I don't know all African Americans. But what do you think the position is on the most part for voting rights? Tell me what your belief and what's important about voting rights as we see that streaming across the bottom of the screen there. Early voting has started in Virginia from September 23rd through November 25th. Do we have the proper amount of people from the Latino community registered? And tell me what you think what you've been doing. This is a long run-on question to make it succinct. What have you been doing other than your bio that I've told you about to get more folks registered, and what do you think we can do to even get more folks participating from the community?
Well, let me just tell you that every time since I moved to Virginia, it was very, very hard to identify Latinos involved in politics. I knew Delegate Alfonso Lopez, and then later I met Dalia Palhik, that now she's the supervisor in the Fairfax County. And then I met Delegate Elizabeth Guzman. We met in a course about running for office, but it was very hard to identify Latinos that they were involved. Now, through these last years, it's been like a big wave of Latinos that are very interested and start the force and making the difference, allowed the opportunity to run for office and represent the community. So right now, I want to just mention that the Fairfax County Democratic Committee launched the Latino Caucus this year, and I'm very proud that I was voted as the chair. And this has been a new challenge for me. There's something I've never done before, start a new group. And I'm telling you, there's people that been working many years with the Latino community, or they have members of the family, and it's in their best interest to make sure that we bring something solid to the community so we can provide the opportunity to Latinos to be able to participate in elections, register to vote, and vote. We're working with the FCDC to help us have a space in the website so we can start putting information in Spanish and in English so people can have the opportunity to just share the link and, have that link with people that have the opportunity to have access to the information to go to vote. We have people that have family members as a members of the Latino Caucus that they're Latinos and they want to make sure that the Latino Caucus make strong roots so we can help the community. We've been working with different organizations like New Virginia Majority, Arlington Democrats, Prince William County, with Delegate Elizabeth Guzman coordinating for the campaigns of the Congress for these elections and this year. So we are still building the foundation for the caucus so we can be prepared and be more strong to have more education access for the Latino community, because for the next year, there's going to be a huge number of young Democrats that are going to be eligible to vote. So pretty much we are putting the plans on the table to make the foundation so next year we can be successful with the Latino community, helping them get, registered to vote.
Well, I'm glad to hear about next year, but we're at the countdown within 30 days for one of the largest and most meaningful, and people say this all the time, elections in the country coming up on November the 8th. What is the Latino Caucus doing in particular to get folks out to vote? Because they've been able to get Democrats elected here in Northern Virginia, around the country. You've already mentioned some of the representatives, like of Elizabeth Guzman, who's been on the Small Business Caucus show. Also, we had Jonathan Drangule, who's also chair of the Democratic Latino Voters, or DLOVE, as they call themselves, which is a state level Latino organization. What do you believe FCDC Latino Caucus can do to turn out those folks over the next 30 days to make sure either they're early voting or either they're coming out in droves on election day on November the 8th?
Well, thank you for mentioning that, Mark. As I was saying, the Latino Caucus is a brand new caucus that is just beginning, putting things together, making the roots. I mentioned next year, but nevertheless to say that this year we've been working with Delegate Elizabeth Guzman, and we've been coordinating with the campaigns to make sure that we help and go out and knock doors, get people involved so we can bring the knowledge to people about the elections that are coming. At the same time, we are, coordinating with other groups like in Franconia, registered people to vote. The Franconia district has just inaugurated the Wheel, that is a center for activities for kids for work for their future. And they already start with a table for registered people to vote. So we are pretty much right now building a strong body where we can find and look for volunteers to help us, coordinate in this early voting, to make sure that people know that they have access to early voting for these elections. So we're trying to let other groups know that here we're the Latino Caucus, and that we can work together, supporting each other to make sure that it's a team effort to help people come to vote.
Well, let me ask you this. You've already said some of the challenges that you're getting people to know about your new organization. Currently, when you put your information out there here, I guess locally, I'll have you, now see, this is live, all the babies and the dogs are back, so that's okay, except to talk a little louder. So what do you think that you can do in order, you kind of got me off my question a little bit. Where can people find you? Tell me this. Give me some of your social media. Are you guys on Facebook? Are you reaching people if people want to reach out to you locally?
Okay, so that's what we're working on. We are building a good team that is going to be in charge of the social media. But for now, I'm just so happy to tell you that we just launched that Latino Bulletin. And this is a newsletter that is informative. It brings people together to participate and search for new future volunteers that want to be part of this group. So if you have not received the bulletin, you don't know what you're missing. So please contact latinos@fairfaxdemocrats.org so we can start sending you the bulletin. The bulletin is a great tool for us to start bringing people together. And we attend different meetings during the month to make sure that people know that now there's a Latino Caucus. So we need all the support that we can have, for all the members of FCDC to make sure that the Latino Caucus, it can be successful.
So did I get it right here? I'm putting your, oops, wait a minute. I screwed up here. I hit the wrong button. Hold on. Let me go here and let me create this one here. Wait a minute. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to get your banner out there. So when I click on the banner, the Fairfax Latino, there it is. www.latinosfairfax.org. Is that right, or do I need to correct that?
Well, for now, I prefer that people send me an email to latinos@fairfaxdemocrats.org because we're still working in that website.
Okay, let me fix that. Hold on a second. I'm working with my technology here. I got to get this fixed here for you. Hold on a second. So,
and I want to make sure, Mark, that we mention that our next meeting is this month in October, the last Thursday of the month, which is going to be the 27th. We're going to have two great speakers, Congressman Don Bayer, which has been the biggest support of this group, and Congressman Jerry Connolly. They're both are going to come and they're going to give us the last kick so we make sure that we're successful on the elections in this November.
Okay, hold on a second. I do not have this right yet. Hold on a second. I have got to fix what I just made a mistake. I don't know why I can't find it. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait a minute, Maritza. Well, okay, keep talking while I make this fix. Tell me more.
Yes. So our meetings are the last Thursday of every month from 7 to 8, but we start at 6:30 with some Latino music so people can see the diversity, the variety, and the different music talents that it grows in the Latinos. And then we help people to get connected. Then after we have our meeting, we just have a little happy hour where we freely invite people to know more about the group and join the group.
Okay, so give me one more time the name of the website as I
it's an email. Please send us an email to latinos@fairfaxdemocrats.org.
Okay, let me get this fixed. So it's
latinos@fairfaxdemocrats.org.
Okay, I forgot you guys don't have it. I don't know why I'm thinking website. You said that several times. Latinos at Fairfax Democrats .org. Mark Kennedy, producer, is trying to get this right. There we go.
And people can always find our meetings links in the Fairfax calendar, FCDC calendar. The last Thursday of the month, they can find the link for our meetings.
Is that email correct?
Yes, latinosfairfaxdemocrats.org. Yes.
Okay. Finally got it right. Man, I tell you, I had to work at getting it correct. So anyway, Maritza, what other things are going on? Are you guys having any sort of, are you guys going to participate in any sort of voter watch things that are coming out, or watch parties that are coming out at the end of the month? But probably shouldn't be talking about watch parties now. What else are you doing on TV? I know you're working with the committee.
Well, right now, literally, we are putting together a group of talent people that are going to be in charge of our communications and the social media. And this is like the meetings the strong meetings that we're having right now, while we are trying to mobilize volunteers for the campaigns to help the Congress, our Congress people, to get elected on this November. And we haven't talked about a party yet, but I'm pretty sure that we will. We're going to be working on election day, so maybe we're going to coordinate with FCDC for a watch party or something like that.
Okay. So that's good. There's going to be some mixers also coming up. I think a couple of the other organizations. I know we were going to try to work with the Black Caucus in Fairfax County with Kelly Hebron's group, and maybe do that in a Christmas party. Maybe we can bring all that together at the end and maybe do some stuff coming up to the voter election day, excuse me. And maybe we can get together and do something here locally to sort of just get the folks out and sort of charge people up. So maybe we can talk a little bit offline about that and just sort of see if things will work. I think that'll be a good idea. Also, I know there's already a bunch of things planned, but I'm sure we can always do more, right?
Right. But for now, I just want to make an extended invitation for everybody that watched this show that please join the Latino community, join the Fairfax Latino Dems, so we can really make the difference, not only in Fairfax County, but in Virginia too, because as how Fairfax votes, Virginia votes, and for each one people that vote for each one people that vote is 5 people that vote in Virginia. So,
well, as you always say, you registered thousands of voters, and through the years, you just tell somebody, bring somebody to the polls with you. But this election is extremely important. Our democracy really is on the line. In order to get some of these things passed that we'd like to get passed on a federal level in the House of Representatives and the Senate, we need the numbers to hold on to the House, right? We need the numbers in the Senate to make sure that it gets through the Senate. You know, everything from the George Floyd bill to the John Lewis voting rights bill. They're trying to put back into place what happened with the loss of the privacy for women's health concerning, Roe versus Wade. For folks who don't know what that is just simply the women's right to have an abortion if they should choose so. Also, there's a lot of other bills out there from a small business perspective. The president just recently had another conversation with the country about turning around the cannabis laws for people who had simple possession. You also had people getting $10,000 worth of their student loans debts forgiven. He dealt with the inflation issue. Of course, there's still some inflation out there, and the gas prices got those to come down. I mean, Democrats have been busy, and if we really want more of that to happen, within the first couple of years, I didn't name everything. We definitely need to hold on to that Congress and get more senators elected, and even add to the House of Representatives. So, what's your thoughts in that area? Any thoughts there?
Well, to me, Congress is very important. That's the reason that I'm part of the 8th Congressional District Committee, and I am part of the kitchen cabinet of Congressman Don Bayer, which is my hero. So to me, this is life threat if we must work to make sure that we save Congress and our heroes, because they really are our heroes. So like I said, I invite everybody to come to join us to make sure that we educate, coordinate, and help people go to vote in these elections in November.
And I'm telling people, I mean, there's another great resource out there you see strolling across the stream. Check your voter registration at www.iwillvote.com. That's all right. Bring the puppies up. Let the puppies get on screen.
My granddaughters just arrived, so they're coming home. I haven't seen them in more than a year, Mark. So
I appreciate you giving us the time, Maritza. We're going to have you back. Hopefully not in another year. Kiss all the grandbabies, pet all the dogs, your daughter, and your and your son. You know what? We'll have you back another time. But before you go, I'm going to ask you what I always ask people at the end of the show. You're queen for a day. You can get anything done. You've got that magic scepter, right? Hey, if you were going to get something done, what would you do? What would be your major move? Hey.
Well, right now, I don't want to go to sleep without doing the best I can to make sure that I connect people and put them in the right place and the right time so we can win these elections, Mark. So thank you for letting me be part of this platform so we can work together and make this happen.
Well, we want to send you out the right way, Maritza, just like you came in, and we're going to send you out with a little bit of Bob.